Welcome to Crofam News for June 5th, 2026. Today's broadcast covers major developments in world news, finance, politics, technology, gaming, sports, entertainment, and breaking stories from around the globe. International attention remains focused on the war in Ukraine after Russian President Vladimir Putin rejected Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's latest proposal for direct peace talks. Zelensky had called for a face-to-face meeting aimed at ending the conflict, but Moscow signaled there was little interest in negotiations at this time. Middle East tensions also remain elevated after Iran declared support for Hezbollah, while regional ceasefire efforts involving Lebanon and Israel continued to face setbacks. U.S. officials continue monitoring military activity throughout the region as diplomatic efforts struggle to gain momentum. Political headlines were dominated by immigration and border security debates after the U.S. Senate approved a $70 billion immigration enforcement package. The legislation would provide significant funding for immigration agencies and border operations, making it one of the largest border security measures in recent years. A federal judge also struck down parts of the Trump administration's immigration benefit freeze, affecting individuals from dozens of countries, marking a significant legal setback for the policy. California remained in the political spotlight as federal officials opened multiple election-related investigations, while ballot counting continued in several closely watched races across the state. Technology headlines focused on artificial intelligence after reports emerged that President Trump is considering a government profit-sharing arrangement or ownership stake involving leading AI companies. Administration officials are expected to meet with AI executives in the coming days to discuss future investment and oversight plans. OpenAI also announced it will comply with new federal requirements mandating government reviews of advanced AI models before public release, signaling a major shift in AI regulation and oversight. Finance headlines were led by a sharp market sell-off as the Nasdaq and S&P 500 suffered their worst day of the year. Investors pulled back from major technology and semiconductor stocks amid concerns over interest rates and slowing momentum in the AI sector. The U.S. labor market remained resilient despite market volatility, with employers adding 172,000 jobs during May, while unemployment held near historically low levels. Space and technology news were dominated by reports that Google has entered a cloud computing agreement worth approximately $920 million per month with SpaceX. The deal represents one of the largest technology infrastructure agreements ever reported and further strengthens ties between artificial intelligence and space technology. Gaming headlines continued to focus on Clutch, the newly announced open-world driving game from former Forza Horizon developers at Maverick Games. The title has quickly become one of the most anticipated racing games currently in development. Hardware manufacturers also continued showcasing next-generation gaming and AI-powered devices, following major announcements at Computex 2026, with Asus, Intel, Nvidia, and other companies highlighting new products aimed at gamers and content creators. In sports, the NBA Finals continued as the New York Knicks looked to extend their series lead against Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs in Game 2 of the championship series. Hockey fans are preparing for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final after the Carolina Hurricanes rallied to even the series against the Vegas Golden Knights with an overtime victory. Tennis headlines focused on one of the most surprising stories of the French Open, as qualifier Maya Chwelinska advanced to the women's final after a remarkable underdog run through the tournament. Baseball fans continue monitoring New York Yankees superstar Aaron Judge after doctors confirmed a rib stress fracture that is expected to sideline one of the game's biggest stars for an extended period. Entertainment headlines were led by the continued box office success of A24's Backrooms, directed by internet creator Kane Parsons. The film has become one of the year's biggest surprise successes and continues drawing attention across both Hollywood and online creator communities. The future of 60 Minutes also remained a major story after Leslie Stahl, Bill Whitaker, and John Wertheim announced they will remain with the program, despite ongoing controversy surrounding recent leadership changes at CBS News. And finally, skywatchers across parts of North America could have another opportunity to witness the northern lights as NOAA issued a geomagnetic storm watch following increased solar activity. And that wraps up today's edition of Crofam News for June 5th, 2026. For more breaking news, world events, finance, technology updates, gaming coverage, sports, entertainment, and daily headlines, visit crofam.com and follow Crofam News across all platforms. This is Crofam News. Be bold, be seen, be heard.